you why you got to make the face? You is silly. Let's get this thing started, okay? Why you giving me so many different looks? I can't with you right now. Oh my goodness. Good evening, everyone. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to Singly Gay Podcast. And I would like to introduce a really, really, really special Judy of mine, Miss Elle Michelle. How you doing?
Hey, what's
Hey.
up? How are you?
Doing all right, and you?
Good.
I want to thank you for joining us tonight.
Well, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure. We can get together and kiki.
You know, I like to kiki and have fun and laugh all the time.
Mhm.
For everybody that's just tuning in or listening in, tonight's topic is about transparently, duh. I actually wanted to take this conversation and on a more deeper level and talk about things because um, we do have a lot of trans people in the world of all different, shapes, sizes, and colors of the rainbow, and never who they are, those different things. Some people feel represented, some people don't, depending on who you are, how you feel, what's your opinions. That's all on you, doesn't matter. Um, but I definitely wanted to touch on this because just to have a conversation of like dealing starting from last year with the pandemic and then the Black Lives Matter movement because so many people, Black people, were being killed by the police and different things of that nature. And also like it was so many death. I mean, even prior before, it was so many death of a lot of trans women of color, being killed. And if nobody posts about it or put up anything or talk about it, it's just like a lot of these women, like we wouldn't even know, we wouldn't have no names for them. So, like I want to know, like, how do you feel about that? And just like hearing about like the new women that just, being killed or being murdered and past and present, you living your life as a strong Black trans woman that you are in this mean, cruel world today.
For me, it's really, it's disparaging and it's alarming. I do feel that everyone deserves the right to live their lives openly and unapologetically, but I also realize that a lot of people aren't afforded the same opportunities that I've been afforded as far as transition. It's really disparaging sometimes to turn on the news and hear that another trans woman has been murdered, and sometimes oftentimes more than not she's always misgendered, you know
Yes.
in the case. Yeah, so it's really, 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 really disparaging, so we really have to do a better job at, showing up for one another, holding people accountable, and, implementing laws that help us to remain safe. And yeah, so
I mean, yeah, because if I remember correctly, I mean, I know one point in time, gay folks, even back to Stonewall, they fought so much to have different rights and different things for them. I just find it quite interesting,
Marsha B. Johnson and Sylvia Rivera were the
exactly.
if
And
you don't know who they are, honey, it was black and brown trans women that started the gay movement, honey. Because without the trans women, the gay movement would cease to exist. But I think that some
exactly.
people forget. They forget that. They think that the gay men no.
No.
Uh-uh.
Mm-mm. And
No.
that's how I was saying. That's what I was getting to because I was like, you would think that you will. It's just crazy with marching or fixing and doing things for gay rights that trans rights would be in there as well, especially from like when you learn the history and the women that created and started and fought for certain things and spoke up for a lot of things.
Right.
Um, I would thought they would at least also get that seat at the table as time went on, as the gays were getting a seat at the table.
It's hard because, and as quiet as it's kept, a lot of gay men don't see it for trans women. If we're going to talk, if we're going to be,
Yes,
if this is going to be what it's going to be, a lot of
yes,
gay men don't see it for the girls. As quiet as it's kept, a lot of the gay men still view a lot of us as men in wigs, as quiet as it's kept.
right.
But it's it's hard, especially when you know, gay men don't really know the first thing about being trans because they're not trans, but yet you want to tell us how we should be, but yet you've never walked a mile in our shoes.
It's the
Yeah,
same thing about straight people try to say things about gay people, and it's like, you're not gay.
right,
You don't know nothing about this.
right.
How can you give an opinion on something
When
when
you've never,
you
right.
like this ain't even your life? So, and it's just like even that, like I still find very, very funny because you would think that gay men and trans women, like, can be cool, can like at
Well,
least
and
have some
I have a
camaraderie.
lot of gay male friends, good Judies, and I mean to the point where if I was ever in need, they would come to my rescue. If somebody was trying to harm me, they would be on the front lines fighting for me. You know what I mean? But not every trans woman has that. A lot of trans women don't have a lot of, allies, you
Mhm.
know, within the community. And so, yeah,
I mean, because I know like it could be like the due to the lack of support because like you said, some women, trans women don't have the access of things that you can get to when it comes to transitioning or
yeah.
really finally living in your truth or having that family support around you. So living in the times we live in where whoever you make your family is your family. Is not by blood or the family that you was born into, but like those ones that you actually genuinely connect with. Y'all are there for each other, rather or not. It don't matter. Whatever you need, I got it. I'm here. So and it's very unfortunate that you would think that other trans women got those things, and the fact that they don't, because I know, I mean, just keeping it real. And I know some women, when it comes to they're transitioning, doing certain things, they live a certain particular lifestyle. And I wonder with them, escorting or having sex for money and things of that nature, is that the reason like it makes people just look at them different? It's like, dang, I know you want to be a woman, but now you gotta like you gotta be a hoe too. Like, what's going on?
Well, let me first clarify sex work is work. So we're not going to demonize or belittle or dehumanize a trans person's singular experience.
Mhm.
Now, as far as I'm concerned, that has never been my experience. I've never had to engage in sex work. I've never had to, that's never been my story. So I can't speak on something that I know absolutely nothing about. I know many of my sisters, who have had to, do that, to survive. And, that's what they had to do, because there was no other option for them. But as far as I'm concerned, you know, I've never had that experience. So I wouldn't know the first thing about it. And, no one should be demeaned or belittled because of their experience. Everyone's experience is different.
Yeah.
So, yeah, my experience is that I've never had to engage in sex work. And no one should be shamed for having to do what they have to do to survive. And I totally get it. Sex work is work. So
You gotta live, you gotta pay
you
bills,
gotta,
you gotta eat,
gotta,
you gotta clothe
gotta do what
yourself.
you gotta do.
You got to do what you got to do. My thing is, I feel like whatever your journey in life is, or whatever it is, or whatever you're doing, make sure you have an end goal. Make sure you have an end plan. In
Yeah.
that, because you don't want to do those things forever. I don't think anybody don't want to do those things
What
forever,
did
but
T
you
what did
do.
T.S. Madison say? Step your pussy out. That's what she said, honey. Not that
you
deep. That's what she said,
look,
honey.
you got to, I
Okay.
just feel like you gotta want better for yourself. Even with the gays, like you gotta want better for yourself, because I mean a lot of them do sex work as well. And
Hey, sex
I've
work is
never
work.
had I've never had that
It doesn't
experience.
matter if you're gay, straight, trans, or bi or
Yeah.
intersex. Sex work is work.
That's literally their 9 to 5.
Hey, they out here
So
making more money than me, probably, and
the,
hey, living their best life.
that part on the OnlyFans check.
Okay, might have to. I
Might
was
have
thinking
to
about
go.
doing OnlyFans myself, but I was like, I don't know.
I thought about it because I was like,
You
I
know,
probably could do
I mean, we
OnlyFans.
all thought
I
about it at
probably,
some point. You know, we
yeah,
all
like,
thought about it at some point. I was like, "Ugh, I don't know, honey."
but when I thought about those video editing skills, I said, "Oh no, baby, I'm a flop. I'm not
Okay,
gonna. They're not gonna. I'm not gonna get
it
no
ain't.
money
Uh-uh.
from this
Everybody ain't,
blockbuster."
honey. Everybody ain't able. I ain't able,
Yeah,
child.
I ain't, that's a lot. That's a lot of time. That is a lot of work. That's literally a lot of like at home, ain't going nowhere,
Yeah.
being buzzed down, Tatiana style, and it's just like, oh my
Oh,
god,
it's the bust down Tatiana for me. Okay.
I'm just look. That's what they do. That's what they
You
do.
are really giving it to us on this live, honey. I like the background. It's the background for me, friend.
You know, just got to do what I got to do. Welcome to the graffiti wall. You know, my little art, my little shit. That's that's what that is.
See this gray ass wall. Okay. Get up here, honey. Okay.
She's like, this
Okay.
gray as the wall. Like you ain't want to put no flowers, no roses, no.
Um.
You
mm,
ain't, you ain't want to put nothing up.
I mean, there's me right there. Hey.
Of course, you gonna have you up. You beautiful, so you gonna want to see yourself
You
anywhere,
are
y'all.
kind. Thank you. That no, I actually got that drawing when I was in New York for my 20. I want to say that was 2018. So I got that drawing when I was 28. So I got that on my birthday weekend when I was in New York.
I keep forgetting you young, well younger than me.
Thank you, Grandpa.
I'm
Thank you,
not you.
Grandpa.
I'm a
I mean,
grandpa
I
now.
mean, at this point, you might as well push senior citizen age up.
Yeah,
Are
no,
you applying for your AARP?
no,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not.
Well, right. How old are you again?
17.
That's child molestation at that point.
No, 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 no. I'm an adult 17. It's a difference.
71?
Yeah, you can say that.
Okay.
You,
No, but seriously, I'm about to turn 31 next month in June. I'm gonna be 31.
lucky
You know,
you.
I'm honestly no shade. The life expectancy for a Black trans woman is 35. And for me personally, that's alarming. That's
What like why 35? Like they don't
I
do
honestly
they
I
make it or not make
really
it past 35?
a lot, I know a lot of women who have made it past 35, but in the recent killings, a lot of the killings of Black trans women, they've all been women under the age. Not all, but majority of them have been under the age of 35. And so it's really, really alarming. As I'm getting older, I'm like, oh God, oh God, oh God, I'm nearing 35, I'm nearing 35, I'm nearing 35. And as a Black woman, just as a Black woman, period, I shouldn't have to, no one should ever have to live their life in fear. Oh
Mhm.
God, oh my God, am I going to make it? Oh God, I don't know what's going to happen. But, especially being a Black trans woman, you shouldn't have to live your life like that. You should be able to live freely and open and unapologetically. And yeah, no one should be able to harm you because of who you love. But
Exactly.
we have ignorant people in the world. So yeah.
Hell, even some of the gays is still ignorant.
I mean, as quiet as it's kept. I said it. I said the gays really don't see it for the girls.
Yeah. It's just and I think I've always said it was one of those things where like because they don't understand or they don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like
They know, they just want to act dumb. Some of them know. They got all the education. Honey, Google is your best friend.
yeah. So
Okay.
I know for me, I grew up in the time and era. I didn't have all of that. I had Ags Jeeves, I had newspapers, typewriters.
Well, I mean,
um,
and then you had me.
but like, because I know for me, I only can speak for myself. I don't know about everybody else, but I really had to learn about the whole trans experience. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was never on board with it. It was like I did not hate them or I disliked them. It's just for my own ignorance. It was just like I didn't understand, so I didn't want to like educate myself. What made me do it was because I have a trans brother. So seeing him go through his journey and his transition made me want to be a little bit more open because my thing for me, like I wanted to keep the bond and the connection, like I still wanted to have, that sibling, ship, even though he's
Oh,
not my sister anymore.
you
You
better
know,
than me, yeah.
he's not my sister anymore, but that's my brother. I had to respect the fact that, someone that took care of me as a kid when I was younger is not, I can't be like, oh, where my sister? And it's like, oh shit, like she's long gone. She doesn't exist. I don't have a sister. I have a brother that I love dearly. I just think, our relationship was rocky at first going through his journey, but I think after everything, it definitely made us stronger than ever. So I'm always gonna support and be there, with trans people, trans, black, strong people of men and women, so always gonna have my support. Like I said, it's not my life. I don't need that type of lifestyle or whatever you want to call it, but it's just all about being understanding and loving and supporting, which is, as human beings, is what we ask for anyway. That's
Right.
why I always gotta raise an eyebrow, like, as gay black men, we ask for the same thing that trans
Wait,
black people ask for.
you're gay?
I'm lesbian.
Uh, wow. 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 You learn something new every day, honey,
Every
because
day.
clearly didn't know you were gay.
I'm
Like,
a
I'm
lesbian.
like, oh, full lesbian.
Full lesbian.
Oh, so it's giving scissor. Okay, great.
It'd be great.
Okay, great. It's giving full scissor. Giving scissorship. Okay, thank
Feeling
you.
like,
And that's the end of my TED Talk. Thank you
no.
and good night. Okay.
Not the end of TED Talk. But it's just everything goes hand in hand. So if we want the love and respect and the understanding, and people just respect us for our lives and how we live our lives, like, why can't we do the same? It's not like I'm asking about your bedroom life. I don't want to know about your household life. I don't
I
want
mean, it's
to, like,
like it's really nice. There's my shoes, clothes, the whole bit. So,
I'm not messing with you.
okay, sorry.
I'm not messing with
Er,
you.
y'all don't pay us no mind, child, okay? Because this is
That's
what we
just so
I have
funny.
known this one for, oh my God, how long has it been now, child? When did we meet? When I was like 25,
I think
24, 25?
I thought 26, like 25, 26. Because
Yeah,
I'm
so,
33.
oh, well. Yeah, you said that with pride, honey. Okay. No, yeah, 2016. No, I had to have met you prior to. So I met you when I was 25.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I was, because I wasn't in college that long. I literally had
right. I
just,
was I was still a butch queen then,
yeah,
Right,
you
I
were.
was still a butch queen, so
You
mhm.
coming in with that Red Lobster uniform.
Oh my gosh, you remember? Oh my God.
Coming in with that Red
Wait a
Lobster
minute.
uniform.
For
Talking about
those
some,
of
I
you that
just come
don't
in for
know,
work.
I lived in New York for 6 years. So I worked at Red Lobster on 125th Street. And if you didn't know who I was, honey, that's how I met a lot of people just from that singular experience of working um, on 125th Street at Red Lobster. Oh my God,
In
you
Harlem.
remember
Mm-hmm.
in Harlem? You remember that? That was like a lifetime
Remember
ago.
you the one sent me my bread basket
Oh, well, I
when
bet
they
I did.
when they were setting up my table.
I bet I did.
Yeah.
And look at you. We went from bread to here. Okay. Wow. Look at God. Look at
Look at
God.
God.
Okay.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It's weird because I used to have a massive crush on this one. That one. Yeah. You. You. Right. Yeah. You. hmm
I gotta put
So I'm literally pointing in the
we
camera.
still got a lot of good memories. We got more photos to take because I think
And
the last picture we have together was
you
that was
came
in
to
DC. I
you
came to
came
DC.
to DC for Pride. Was it
Mhm.
was it Black Gay Pride or just I think it
It
was
was,
Black Gay Pride, but it was 2018.
that
So
was 17.
no, 17 I was still living in New York.
But that was
2000 it was 18.
was it 18?
It was 18. You came 2018.
Yeah, because I had moved shortly after. Okay.
And you were wearing that hot ass leather
It wasn't that
ensemble.
hot. It was see-through. I
Whatever the shit was,
I'm
honey.
like, I still have the pictures.
Ooh, ooh.
It's still on my social
Okay,
media,
I bet
but
it
I
is.
have the pictures in my phone.
Oh,
But I'm just saying.
oh, okay.
What?
That's when it's weird because everybody was wondering because when you came up and spoke to me, all the boys was wondering, well, who is that? You know, it's the local piece of trade, honey.
Like just gotta, you know.
Hey, it's a local piece of trade, honey. One of my little trades that live in New York, child. It's the false trade for me.
I was living in the hood then.
Ooh, and giving falsities
It
in the
is
hood.
good.
Thank you.
Definitely giving falsities in the hood.
Okay, it's the false. We should do a podcast about that. Falsities in the hood. Okay.
Especially in the projects. You got to talk about the P's.
But no, you didn't live in the projects. I
No.
remember it was off of the 4 train.
I live right there
Was
off
it
of
one?
Jerome Ave and 170.
Yes. Ooh, Chad, I remember. Ooh, we ain't gonna talk about that. 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 We ain't gonna talk about that, friend. We ain't gonna talk about that, friend. We ain't gonna talk about that, friend. Ooh, child.
I get with you.
We ain't gonna talk about that,
Oh, you gonna have me on this thing laughing all day. This gonna be the whole entire episode, just laughing.
friend. What it needs to give. I mean, but we're not gonna talk about that, friend.
Right. But
Memories,
Spytra,
memories.
I'm trying to. Okay, let me see if I can bring it back. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Oh shit. Oh shit. Y'all gotta excuse me. Like this is us all day, every day on the
Every day.
phone, FaceTime. Like this is what we give. We always cracking jokes,
We
talking
just
shit.
it gives what it
We
needs to
like
give, honey.
we always fucking kicking it. Like y'all look. I'm gonna have to say that for another segment, but this lady right here, I love her so much because she's just everything to me. Honestly, um, I love it. I love it.
When you coming to DC, friend?
I don't know. I was actually gonna plan on coming this year, but so many different things is like changing at my job.
Well, a lot of people are coming from Memorial Day weekend, so you might want to give that a consideration. Just throwing it out there. Sorry, I don't know if it's gonna happen, but
I I see what I can do.
you
I
know,
see
hey,
what I can do. I see what
happen.
I can do. But despite your journey of things and just you being your authentic self and just loving yourself inside and out and stuff, like how has it been for you? Because I know most people's journey, it's good for them and sometimes it could be a couple of bumps in the roads and
Yeah,
kind of make them feel a certain, you know.
yeah. For me, relatively speaking, I will say that my journey of self-discovery has been fairly easy compared to a lot of my sisters, whereas their journey of self discovery has had a lot of roadblocks.
Yeah.
Not saying that I am better than, not saying that I was given a silver spoon. Absolutely not. I have had my own share of, struggles, but for the most part, my journey of self discovery it's been a blessing. I remember because I think when I met you, I was still a butch queen. And I'm very open about it. I was still a butch queen, still searching, still trying to figure out what I was going to do. Mind you, when we met, I was all from when I was little, I was always wearing girls' clothes. So there was nothing remotely other than how like looked as far as like masculine, like as far as features, there was
Right.
nothing remotely masculine about me. I was always very dainty and very soft and very feminine. So it came as no surprise, to my family when I decided to do this, to, embark on the journey of self discovery, that I would go, all the way. The biggest issue for my family, I think it's still some of them are still learning pronouns.
Yeah.
They're still learning how to call me Elle instead of Darnell. And it's kind of like, okay, we're still we're
We're still
still
in that
there.
phase. Yeah.
But what I learned is that everything takes time. Rome was not built in a day. It's just, it is what it is. Um, for me personally, I remember I just I had gotten so tired of playing both roles because I
Yeah.
was always, feminine and androgynous. And, I lived my life as a feminine, androgynous boy for what, 25 years of my life. And so I remember, I was living in New York at the time and I was wrestling with the decision. I was going back and forth. Am I going to do this? Am I going to not? And back then I was so concerned about what other people were going to say. Oh my God, what are people going to say? What are they going to think? And mostly for me, I was scared only because of my mom. My
Right.
mother is my world. She is my heartbeat. She is the wind beneath my wings. She is everything to me. So for me, telling my mom was the most, by far the most scariest thing I've ever had to do in my adult life. Um, and I didn't want her to find out through another source. I didn't want her to find out on social media. I didn't want her to find out through a relative or a cousin or a family member. I wanted to look at her in her face and I wanted to tell her. And so I remember I was 25 at the time. I remember this because oh wow, it's been 6 years now. So
Yeah.
May 2nd, 2016 was when I first got my first hormone shot. And that was literally 6 years ago. And how befitting, it's May 5th, 2021. Look at that. Um, I remember getting my first hormone shot and I was scared out of my mind because I said, oh God, I have to tell her. I have to tell her. And so I remember going home. I came back to DC I booked a ticket just for the day. And I came home and I looked my mom in her face and I went home to her house and I sat on the edge of her bed and I told her, I said, I'm transitioning, from male to female, and I was like, if you don't want me to come around anymore, I don't have to, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. And I was crying because I was like, oh God, what if she says she doesn't want me to come around? Like all of the things that I thought about like ran through my head. I just thought, oh God, I just prepared myself for the worst. She could have easily said, oh no, I'm done. This is too much because literally, I'm going to be honest, I put my mom through a lot.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, honey, Barbara done went through the ringer with me, honey, with all
Yeah.
of my and like with everything. So I done put Miss Lady
Look,
through a lot.
let me tell
And
you,
so
you gotta give people a little bit of the backstory of why, like because of your family. Like it was interesting to me when you
it
told me.
just
So like I
so
understood the breakdown.
my I'm Liberian. Most people don't really like most people will see me on Instagram, Barbara Jean's daughter, using the hashtag Liberian girl. My parents are from Liberia, West Africa. So in my culture, it's not really something that we sort of talk about. It's sort of still even till this day, even with all of the progression and you know the the newness of everything, it's still sort of taboo. But it was taboo for me because I grew up under the glare of the spotlight of my father. For those that don't know, my father served as the former US ambassador from Liberia, so my parents were African diplomats. So I grew up not with a silver spoon in my mouth, but I grew up with this innate sense of I couldn't do what a lot of the other kids did because of who my father was.
Right.
I sort of had to sort of walk a fine line, and so when I decided to, transition, it was a lot. Like it was a lot. It came with a lot. My father unfortunately passed away when I was 15, so we really didn't have that much of a connection. Um, we weren't close at all. We weren't at all. So my mom sort of became my anchor. And so my mom, from day one, I mean, my mom has seen me wear skirts, heels. I mean, my mom, my sisters, my brothers, my family, like they've seen everything. So for me, when I decided to go home and tell her, I didn't know what she was going to say, but to my surprise, she said, well, if this is what's going to make you happy, then okay. I mean, because at this point, Barbara done seen everything, child. I done put on
Look,
a
she done lived a
skirt. I
life.
done put on heels, child. I done walk. She done seen every goddamn thing, child. At this point, it's like, okay, what else are you going to give us, honey?
Okay, like what
Okay.
else is gonna happen when you walking around?
Right. And so she just she just wants me to be happy. And so that was her biggest thing. As long as you're happy doing what you're doing, then okay. My mom is not the type of woman that is going to march in a gay pride parade and wave a flag. She's not,
Yeah,
that's not her.
she come from a different
She's not
era.
going to do that. But all she wants is for her daughter to be happy. And so, my mom, affectionately, she's been calling me Nelly since I was a kid. So she still calls me that. And even though my name is Elle, she'll say it when we're in public and, when we're out and people are asking her about me.
Yeah.
But at home, I'm Nelly.
No,
That's
that's a good thing.
that's just for her. We have that, you
Yeah.
know, we have that. So yeah. So yeah.
I mean, because you her
So
baby, so
my
with
mom,
any parent.
I'm
So
honestly, I'm really grateful for my mom. I would probably be lost without her. And, my siblings, I love them. No, like, don't get me wrong. I love my siblings, but they just need a little bit more time to grow,
yeah,
you know? So, yeah, I don't really have that much of a close relationship with a lot of them anymore, only because they need more time to grow.
yeah,
That's that's the best way that I can explain it. Now, some of my siblings, they're cool, they're okay with it, but like a lot majority of them, they still need a little bit more time to grow. And so,
no, I mean that's understandable because people also have to understand when you get to a point in your life where you're living in your truth and you're just being your authentic self and like it's just you. Like, of course, I'm going to feel, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm going to feel happy for being able to express myself and share with you that I am who I am, and you just, willingly want to still love me, but also take that time with getting to know me, getting to know the person that I am now, what you see in front of you, even though that my lifestyle is not something that you mostly agree with, but you will still respect me because you love me and just love who I am. That's why you telling now. I'm like, I totally understand because I remember when, I don't know if you remember this, but remember you was so scared to tell me.
I know, because honestly, I
Because we was talking
really,
at the time and you was giving me that look like, child, I don't know if this boy gonna tell me get the fuck out his place and he don't deal with that shit
for
and
those that don't know, we honestly, no shade. This was such a long time ago. Like, I love him. We're still really good friends. And yeah, but dude, child, that was a lifetime ago. It feels like a lifetime ago now. But honestly, honestly, because I didn't know, because for so long, guys never wanted to deal with me because I was so feminine. So I grew up in the age of no fats, no femmes. I don't know if they still say that
yeah,
today,
they
you
still say
know, but it was giving very much that. And so I did not know how you were going to take that. And so, yes, my heart was beating out of my chest, bitch. I didn't know what the fuck you was going to say. You could have been like, oh, bitch, oh, nah, I ain't with that baggy shit. Oh, nah, bruh. We
like,
ain't
no,
doing
they
that.
with that gay shit.
Nah, we ain't doing that.
Yeah.
You could have gave all of that, but you didn't. Honestly, I thank you so much. I mean, it was not easy. It's not easy, but you never made me feel like I was less than. Whatever, whatever and however I decided to show up, you just embraced it. And so for me, like if I never told you thank you, I'm saying it now. Thank you, you know.
Because we here, so I'm like, I fuck with you. Like, I didn't like it. Didn't
What's
that?
your
It didn't,
sign again? Oh, you a
I'm,
Valentine's Day baby. That's why.
right, I'm Aquarius.
Oh, that's why.
Really, you got away.
God. And I'm a Cancer. Child.
My mom's a Cancer, so yeah, you know. I mean, but like that stuff, like I said, in my own time when you lived and you've experienced certain things, like that stuff went by. Like I feel like if I didn't have that experience in where I used to when I've dated a trans person before, a black trans woman, like then that probably would have been something. But I'm like, no, I've dated a black trans woman before.
I remember. Oh my
A lot of
God.
people don't know
Now,
that,
oh my gosh. Now
but
I remember because I
I
remember.
have.
Oh my God. Now I remember because remember when like you were like, oh God, what's wrong? And I don't think I started crying, but like I was like really sad. And you were
Yes,
like,
it
what
does.
is going on with you? And I was like, I have something to tell you. And you just looked at me and I couldn't even look at you because that's how, oh my God. Now I remember I was so petrified.
Cause I remember, cause you started crying. I was just like, oh, I was like, come here. I was like, it's gonna be all right.
And you were just like, what the fuck is this lady crying for, child? Like, because I did not know what you were going to say.
Look,
And now here we are, child. Started from the bottom, now we
are we
here.
here? What they say? This is how it started. This is where we at now.
Yeah. And it's weird because when I started to transition, remember the day you did my hair?
Hmm.
Yes, you curled my, honey, curled the girls. Wait, they didn't call them bundles back then. It was tracks. Girl, curl the girls' tracks, sis. Come on and curl the girls' track.
Cause
Okay.
you look at me, you was like, wait, you know how to do hair? I'm like, I mean, I do my shit, but I'm like, I'm very multi-talented. I'm like, I can do hair. You was like, oh, I'm about to get and you gonna do my hair. I was like, just let me know. Just
Honey, he curled the girl's tracks, honey. Period.
you was like, I can do this
Get you
stuff.
somebody that's multifaceted, honey. Okay, that jack of all trade,
That's
honey.
how we do it.
Turn it
That's
on
how
and turn
we
it
do it.
off, sis.
I'm just saying, like I feel like you need to learn how to do a lot of things. Well, I know for me, I wanted to know how to do certain things because like, yeah, I live the lifestyle that I live, but like eventually, like I want kids. I want a boy and a girl. So like look, I'm not about to send my daughter to the hair salon. I'm about to be like, get your ass over here. We about to
Oh, great, because I don't do that shit.
see.
All right. I go to the salon faithfully. Shout out to Kayla because she works her magic.
No, okay. Like I've always said like I really like when I have kids, like I really want to be very invested and very hands-on with my kids. Like I don't want them, even as hard as I work, I don't want them to feel like I've never been there or I'm not there, I'm not present. I want to give them that. I want to give
Were
them
you trying to go half on a baby? Is that what you were saying? Oh, okay. It's a sipping of the wine for me. Okay. Okay.
that. Go have fun. You gonna carry it? You gonna carry both of them?
Who is doing that? It's called surrogate.
Oh, you don't want to mess up your model body. That's what that is. You don't you don't want to mess up your curves.
Who doing that, child? I work hard for this shit. Fuck
You
that.
jogging don't count.
And that is the end of our TED Talk. Thank you and good night. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm so done with you. Oh my god! I'm just shit happens. It is what it is. You here? Look at this. About to be 31.
I know. Oh my gosh. Don't remind me.
I mean, you the 31 you now. What would you have said to like the 14, 15-year-old you?
I would have said it gets better. Don't give up. It gets better.
Gotta keep on trucking, right?
Yeah.
Gotta keep
It's
on.
so weird. I always say that if Darnell didn't go through the fire, then Elle Michelle wouldn't have come out on the winning side. That's how I view that, my whole experience. And let me be honest, I'm very open. I'm an open book. So yes, I say my old name. It is what it is. I don't hide it. I mean, most girls ain't like me. They ain't gonna say it. They're gonna be like, "Oh nah, bruh.
They were like, who? They were like, who that?
Who that?"
You know what?
But
I
but
don't know that person.
I acknowledge him for all that he was and all that he tried to be. But he helped me become the woman that you see, that's before you. So yeah.
I'm
So
just happy to be a
yeah,
part of the journey.
not
Like,
everybody's like me. So
look,
yeah.
I'm just happy to have been a part of the journey just to see like the process
I'm
and how
glad
you
that you
started,
I'm
how
glad
you
that
grown.
I'm glad that you accepted the journey because you could have chosen to just be like, uh, you need to cut it. You could have gave very much snip, snip, clip, clip.
Mm-mm.
No, but I mean, just be honest. You could have at
Yeah.
any given moment, but you didn't.
I mean, because you didn't judge me like from my past or whatever. Like a lot of people that don't know, like I've been to jail before, all of that stuff. I have a street pass. You know, she understood that. She knew that. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like it was a
Let
win-win for both of
what
us.
we say, let he who is without sin cast the first stone. Nobody is perfect. No one. I don't care who you are. Nobody is perfect. We all have skeletons in our closet. So
I'm just burning mines and cremating them bitches.
uh, this is now y'all see why I cannot deal with him, honey. This is why I cannot.
Can I deal with me?
This is why I can't. I can't.
I'm just saying, But with that being said, you like to play games.
Well, you still playing the game, child. How long we been at this, child?
I feel like it been what, huh?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Nigga.
You still playing games, child, but okay. Okay,
Oh.
let's go.
Well, it's time to play my favorite game. My favorite game that I love is tea and hot chocolate. A say tea and hot chocolate. Will say tea and hot
Hot
chocolate.
chocolate
Will say tea.
hazy.
Is that
Hot
chocolate? Will
chocolate
say tea
hazy.
and hot chocolate. Ah, you gonna give them the
Okay.
Ah, I get with you. So the purpose of this game, tea hot chocolate, I'm just gonna ask you a couple questions. If you feel
Honey,
like
you've
it's
been asking
factual,
questions all night. What's new?
this has been a conversation. I haven't been asking no questions. We just been talking. Like, yeah, yeah, whatever. So if you feel like it's factual or the question has some, right purpose to it, you just say tea, hype, popping tea. If you want to explain or give your explanation on the reason, you can. Same with hot chocolate. So if I ask a question and you just feel like it's a shitty mess, it's not real, you just say that and just
Okay.
kind of just go from there.
Okay.
I just like that you giving me this face. You like, I mean, I
Okay.
don't know what you're gonna ask me, but okay.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so I'll start you off with a warm up and then we just go from there. You think you're ready?
I'm ready.
You should be fine. You good. You did ace this whole thing this far. These questions ain't gonna be nothing.
Okay.
Okay. Question number one: tea and hot chocolate. Being visible makes trans people important. Does it?
Absolutely.
Would like to elaborate?
I mean, trans visibility is essential. It's vital, you know? If we're not visible, how can we be accounted for?
That
There,
makes so much sense. I'm with you.
there we go.
I'm with
Next.
you on that. She's like, look, I'm about to be like dragging this out.
I can't.
Tea and hot chocolate. Question number two. Can the foundation of a black gay man and black trans people be stronger within this generation?
It can be stronger if people are willing to let down their ego and put their pride aside and come together and work together for the greater good.
They say 50-50. Tea, hot chocolate, 50-50.
Yeah. if
Okay.
if people are able to come together and put down their egos and put their pride aside and work together, because we're already a marginalized community. We're already marginalized. When we go out of our door, we walk, we're black. That's one. Then we're gay. Then we're trans. We're already marginalized from the moment we leave our door every single day. But then we have the nerve to turn around and do it amongst
To
each
our
other.
own people.
That's,
Hmm.
come on, like, for
That's
real, really?
that's very disgusting.
So, yeah, if people would just let down their egos and, put their pride aside and really come together for the greater good, I really believe that, change can happen.
I'm with you on that. Last and final question. You ready?
Oh, God. Okay.
Tea or hot chocolate? Do you feel that now is there more representation for black, gay, trans people in the community? Like right now, from what we see on
Absolutely.
television, magazines,
Absolutely.
music, videos, all of that stuff.
Absolutely. 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 When I was coming up, there was no representation. I didn't know what a transgender person was. For
Mhm.
me, essentially, this is what, 2006, 2005, 6. Back then I was just known as the feminine androgynous, fag that,
As they would
walked the
say.
halls and wore clothes, women's clothing. I was called every derogatory name in the book.
Yeah.
So we've made significant strides, with shows like Pose and with like writers like Janet Mock and Laverne. Well, what, like, is
Laverne
Laverne?
Cox, the actress.
Yes, she's an actress. I was about to say model, but like with
I think she read a
there's just,
book too. I
yeah.
think she's
So
the
yeah,
author. Yeah.
Laverne Cox and Carmen Electra. There's like so many, trans, pioneers and people that people can look up to. Yeah, so I think that representation is important, because if not, how can we be accounted for?
That's absolutely right.
Uh,
Well, of course, always unfortunately, I hate when these type of topics and conversations come to an end. But I hope everybody, you guys love this. You take something from this, you embrace it, and you just kind of just educate yourself because you never know. You never know when you may need help from anyone, whether they're straight, they're gay, they're trans. Like you don't know who God will put you in your life to help you better your life or just structure your life in any way, shape, or form. However, with that being said, I want to thank my good Judy, my good girlfriend here, Miss Elle Michelle, for coming on and just taking the time out of her schedule to do this. I'm very appreciative. If I haven't said
I
it enough, I'll say it
mean,
again.
you know you my boo, so it don't really even
But
matter.
like, I'm like, I love this woman. She's amazing. I've seen her grown so much over the past couple of years, and she's still working hard. Like, this is the hardest working woman that I've ever met in my entire life.
Child.
Like,
Don't,
she is
don't lie to
always,
the people now. Don't lie to the people, child.
but
Just,
you gotta admit, I'm just saying, like, the work that you do with like healthcare, trans rights, like you do all of that stuff. Like,
I
why
mean,
you still alive? Might as well give your flowers now. You know
oh,
what I'm saying?
thank you.
So ain't no point to wait. You're really doing it amongst within the community and the youth and just being you, you're a very authentic, beautiful self, and I just love it. I love all of it. Um, would you like to drop any
Sorry,
social media handles and things
not
to the
gonna marry
people?
you at this point. Sorry, it's a little too late for that. But yeah. Um, so you can catch me on Instagram at Barbara Jean's daughter. Yes, my mother's name is Barbara Jean, and I'm her daughter. Barbara
Okay.
Jean's daughter. Barbara. Because some of y'all don't know how to spell Barbara. So
They say barbecue.
Okay. Right. Thank you. Okay. Shit. It is Barbara Jean's daughter.
Daughter.
Okay. You can find me on Instagram. My page is private. So yeah.
I mean that part.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, you know how I always say, if you can't kiki with your Judies, then who can you kiki with? I
Right.
want to thank everybody for tuning in. For anyone that catches this episode or come and watch, especially off of YouTube, please make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. Also, hit the notification bell every time that I upload and drop a video. Um, so, yet again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to Singly Gay. I want to thank my special Judiee, Miss Elle Michelle, again for just passing on through and dropping these gems and jewels, baby, for the people and speaking for the community, and also just being able to be open and authentic and telling her own story and her truth and living in her truth. We love you guys and have a good night.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.